In this episode of Soldier Tech Battlefield, I'm going to be taking the Nokia Lumia 920, a Windows 8 smartphone, and put it against the iPhone 5 and see which one of these phones have the best cameras on them. So let's go to get ready and start the show. Hey, what's up guys and gals? My name is Mark Watson, otherwise known as Soldier Knows Best, and I'm the host of Soldiers Tech Battlefield. This is a show we're going to be taking two products, put them against each other every single week and see which one comes out on top. Now this week I have the Nokia Lumia 920, a Windows 8 smartphone versus the iPhone 5. I'm going to just be taking the cameras from both of these devices and seeing which one has the best cameras, because we all take our pictures and videos from our cameras nowadays. A lot of us don't carry around dedicated cameras, so I want to see which one has the best cameras. And so the categories for this battle will be the camera software, the front-facing camera, and then lastly the rear-facing camera. Three categories, one winner. It's going to start the show with the software. Now, it's going to start off with the iPhone. Now the software of the iPhone is pretty straight to the point, basic and simple. And you have the options to be able to switch over to the front-facing camera, turn the flash on or off, and switch from photo to video mode. Now when you hit the options button, you do have a couple things you can do differently. One is an HDR mode, which stands for high dynamic range, which in some cases can produce some really amazing pictures. Then also you have a panorama mode, which is one of the new things that just got released here in iOS 6. From my experience, I will tell you that this panorama mode does perform better than the one in the Nokia 920, but other than that, just those two features, that's the only things you can do in the camera software for the iPhone, so it is pretty lacking. Now when we move over to the Nokia 920, it's a totally different situation because you have a lot more control over your photos and videos. You can get in there and change the exposure value, change the white balance, you can change the ISO, you can change the aspect ratio of your photos from 4:3 to 16:9, and you have just a lot more control over the video as well. You can choose 1080p or 720p video, and also autofocus as well. Now in addition to also having a panorama mode, you also get this mode called Bing Vision, which allows you to scan QR codes and barcodes. You can even scan the cover of a book or a DVD, and it'll find information to find websites and things like that online. You can find the product and maybe want to buy it in Amazon. If you're in Best Buy looking for it, you can do that as well. And also too, you can scan the text of books. It can translate that into almost any language out there, and it does work pretty well. And this is gonna be great if you're in a foreign country or just trying to cheat on a test or something like that. You can do it with this mode, and it actually works pretty well. So as you can see, the software for the 920 is a lot more robust than what it is with the iPhone. So easily this software category goes to the Nokia 920. Now let's go and take a look at the front-facing cameras of both of these phones. Now both of these cameras feature 1.2 megapixel front-facing cameras that can both shoot 720p HD video. But you can tell by these still images, the iPhone 5 takes way better photos than the Nokia 920 as far as the front-facing camera is concerned. And even in the video, you can see that the iPhone 5's video is just a little bit more sharp, a little bit more clear. The Nokia 920's video just a little bit more muddy. You can see it outside in this daylight, going in between and under some shade there between some trees. The iPhone 5's videos is way more consistent, and the Nokia 920 just looked very yellowish. Looks like I'm a Oompa Loompa or something there. So easily the iPhone 5 is going to take this front-facing category. And now it's going to move on to our last category of this battle. This is going to be the rear-facing camera. And the rear-facing camera on the iPhone 5 is an 8 megapixel shooter that can record 1080p video at 30 frames per second. Then the Nokia 920 has an 8.7 megapixel rear-facing camera that can also record 1080p HD video at 30 frames per second. Now this first still photo I'm going to show you is of the Nokia 920. Just pay attention to how sharp this photo is compared over to the iPhone 5, which I'm about to switch to now. And you can see a big difference. The iPhone 5 is definitely a lot sharper, clearer image here in these particular photos. Now this next set of photos, I want you to do the same thing. Really pay attention to the color saturation though between the 920 and the iPhone 5, because as I switch over to the iPhone 5, you can see it's a lot more accurate color representation. It does look a little washed out in some cases compared to the 920, but again, the colors look a lot more how they look when I was actually taking the picture. Now these pictures of this early morning wood here that I was taking, it looks like two totally different images here. Now as we move indoors for a low light test, you can see the 920 blows the pants off of the iPhone 5. The image on the left just looks a lot less grainy, but when you step outside, it's totally a different story. The 920 can't really handle lights that well. If there's a lot of lights or just really a couple lights, that can really throw off the image, where the iPhone 5 is able to handle those lights and produce a very sharp image. Now it's going to move on to the video portion of this. Now you can see both of these cameras do record 1080p video at 30 frames per second. Now this first video I'm showing from the iPhone 5. I just wanted you to take a look at, again, the saturation, the sharpness of the photo versus the 920. But still, even though the video looks oversaturated, it's not horrible. It's not anything terrible. And some people actually, again, prefer this look that the Nokia is producing. Again, in the settings, you can go in there and adjust and try to tinker as much as possible to get this photo or get the video to your liking there. But overall, I was was trying to get them as accurate as possible, and the iPhone 5 just seemed to produce a better image of what I actually saw there while I was taking this video. Now, but the one thing the 920 does have going for it, does have a wider field of view. That's something you're looking for. Now, here's an image stabilization test that I did between both of these phones. Now, you can see the 920 is known for its image stabilization, because as I switch here to the iPhone 5, you can see it's a lot shakier. It's a lot more movement going on. Now, I'm just walking. I'm not even running or anything like that. The 920 produces a smoother image because the lens inside the rear-facing camera is actually a floating lens, so it's really built for image stabilization. So I do give it that. Now, as we move over to some nighttime footage, you can see that the 920 is still plagued by the same problems with the photos, where those lights are just really causing havoc. But underneath all that, you can see that it does produce a better image than the iPhone, but it's just blanketed by all these different lens flares, where the iPhone is pretty consistent, doesn't have those problems. Video quality is definitely behind the 920, but it's not that far behind. So bottom line, in this category, the iPhone 5 is the most consistent in the video and photo quality. The low light performance does excel outdoors a little bit more than the 920. The 920 is better indoors, but it is plagued by some issues with lights and stuff like that when you get outside. So this category goes to the iPhone 5. So guys, this wraps up this battle between the Nokia 920 and the iPhone 5 as far as their cameras. So the iPhone takes it 2-to-1 and just produces better overall results with both the front-facing and the rear-facing camera. But I want to see what you think. Leave a comment down below about which phone you actually think won in this camera category. Make sure you subscribe to this channel to be automatically notified when I upload my next video next Monday, coming out here on Tech Feed. And thanks for watching, guys, and I will catch you later. Peace. Now, you take a look at the iPad mini, though. When it comes down to straight up looks, it does look sexier. It does look better than the Nexus 7. And plus, it comes in two different colors, with a black/slate version and a white/silver version.